Hello, welcome to the daily political tarot readings here on the Black and Orange channel. Thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it. You make this so wonderful, and I'm so grateful for you. So, 10% of all income that comes into the channel goes to feedingamerica.org, which supplies food to food banks across the country. That's an ongoing thing. And we have epic troll slayers who keep us safe. So thank you. I take your 12 questions at 12 or just actually a little bit before. I've started coming in a little early and copying things into the description box. So I actually, today's a little bit different. On Wednesdays is the only day I have hard cutoff time at, it's since it starts, this is Chicago time. The hard cutoff time is usually 1:30, but no later than 1:40. I do have to go, but every other day I usually just read till I'm done. But things were a little unusual today because Kristen brought, of course, some absolutely fantastic questions early on, and it got me thinking. And so I did a little research. So I had my questions pretty early on today from out of the chat. It's mostly Kristen from Uncover the News and Electra Storm. And hello. And floating through Auburn. I like Auburn. Auburn's cute. So I took the time to do some research because I think these are some people we're going to start hearing about more and more. So, and some for practically the first time. So I did some research. We'll look at some people I think we're going to be looking at more in the future. And for some of them, it's going to be like, oh yeah, I heard about that first here. So, Paula, I saw your comment about Erik Prince charging and Hillary Clinton quietly arranging free flights. So I'll tack that on to his question because he's in the questions for today are in the description box. So and Erik Prince is on there. So let us autocorrect. Yes, I totally understood that. No problem. Today's nails are particularly wild. I was pulling, it's kind of hard to see because I made these transparent, but there's a metallic edge to here. So I was kind of pulling on the metallic edge part. And at first the little crystally things looked a little bit like water droplets. So I thought it was fitting, but it's also, they're crazy. So I have crazy nails for today. So if that's not your sort of thing, I'm warning you now. So, Desrat, I think I'm going to puke my coffee. Oh my gosh, are you okay? Or is it the thought of the terrible nails? Look at these. It was kind of pulling from the metallic in the edges, but most in the little water droplets, but they're just fun. Just for fun. So anyway, Deseret lowers the car window just in case. Okay. Thank you, Marcia. Oh, the thought of Erik Prince makes you want to hurl your coffee. I'm glad you guys like it. Oh, good. All right. So we're going to jump in. We've got some people to cover today. Thank you, guys. You make this the best job I've ever had. By far. Thank you. Good. All right. And my roses are my favorite flowers, but I've got to say, I'm starting to appreciate more and more the lotus flower. The whole idea of the beauty that rises up out of the muck. It's like the flower for the channel. Excuse me. Now, if I could just get it in orange. But because I try to keep, the reason I do the nails and the hair and the overlays and the whole thing is to keep the energy up high, and then we dip down into the really awful energy of these people that we read on, and then we come back up, catch our breath, and go back down again. So the flowers, the lotus flowers. There we are. All right. Thank you, guys. All right. So we're going to start in with Katie. Actually, Katie had a question. She left. Actually, I think she left last night. Oh, Katie, you're up first today. Which what I think is an important question. And it's starting at 5:30, 5 minutes, 30 seconds. Let me put that here. That's right. I might just be able to have I did so much work on the questions beforehand, I might just be able to just leave the description box as is. Katie has this great question. What will the future look like for those with mental and physical disabilities? What will the future look like for people with mental and physical disabilities? Four of Swords. Let's have a look. Let's see what the cards have to say. Queen of Cups. Knight of Pentacles. Knight of Swords. Whoops. Nine of Cups and Seven of Cups. There are going to be far fewer of them in general. They're going to be far fewer. There's going to be healthcare. People are ill with things. There'll be a way to jump forward on that. This is big. This is big pharma in whatever form it takes in the future. And this feels like the strongest card here. And just trying different things, finding different things, figuring out how the body works. You name it. I know that there's a lot of fear about antibiotics ceasing to work, but what I'm getting here is a lot of just medical progress and illnesses today just not being an issue in future. Of course, there'll always be some things that need to be worked on, but going into the medical mysteries of our genetics, of things we haven't even discovered now, or discovered yet, or we barely know about now. So there's a lot of action. There's some money too, and certainly people who the healthcare workers will still be there, but their job will be different. There will be a lot more physics involved. That's what it feels like. There will be some chemistry, but there will be as much physics involved as chemistry, for whatever that's worth. That's what I'm getting there. All right, so that is the first question for today. Whoops. All right. So, Cheryl saying that sounds wonderful, as I'm very concerned about the long haulers. How far in the future were we looking? Because we could look tomorrow on the long haulers. I'll make a note about that. 2109, no, 0826. Go forward one on the day, not the month. A Thursday. Fate of the long haulers. Well, that's important, but I'm full up for today, so I just added that to tomorrow. Okay, we'll look at that tomorrow. And that was Cheryl? Who was that? Cheryl Ward. Got it. All right. So we're moving on to January 6th Select Committee questions. at 10 minutes. So we're starting out with Electra Storm's question, which is a straight up, how nervous are Republicans about the January 6th Select Committee getting their phone records? And then Kristen from Uncover the News, thank you so much, added that January 6th Select Committee just issued its first records request for, quote, communications within and among White House and executive branch agencies. So, oh, you're most welcome, Cheryl. Thank you for the question. Thank you. So how nervous are Republicans? Let me see if I can get some energy here. Backed into a corner snarling. And getting a mental image of somewhere inside the Capitol building, some kind of bizarre four-legged animal backed in with fangs and claws, backed into a corner snarling. That's what I'm getting. Eek. Kind of scary. But let's see what we've got here. How nervous are Republicans about the January 6th Select Committee in general? Getting their records, subpoenaing them. Oh, Republicans. You made that bed with Trump, and guess what? Now you have to sleep in it. The sun, things coming to light. Many things coming to light. Page of Swords. Okay, I am back. I'm so sorry about that. Yes, my internet went out. And I started setting up, if it happens again, I started setting up this arm. So I'll grab my phone, and if it goes out again, I'll use this with my cellular connection. Anyway, so we're let me jump in here. I'm sorry about that. It's infuriating. All right, 1730. I'll start over on this. 1730. Thank you. Have a great day, Katie. I'm sorry about the delay. All right, so the question is, oh, Holly, I'm back. The question is, how nervous are Republicans about the January 6th Select Committee getting their phone records? And when I closed my eyes on this, I got a mental image of a four-legged creature with fangs and claws backed into a corner. I was seeing like a marble corner in the Capitol building, and it was backed in the corner, and it was snarling. So that's a little worrying for them. Marby, thank you so much. Thank you. So then I put out the cards, and the card for the reading I got was the Sun, as in so much is going to be coming to light. So much is going to be coming to light. Then I got the Page of Swords, the Eight of Pentacles, the Two of Wands, the Tower, and Temperance. This feels like the communications that communicate. First of all, we've got the card D. The card of communication is right at the center of this, and that's what's being subpoenaed. The communication records. Back here we have, it feels like what was being communicated. We have the stupid bullying. We have the Republican work. And this, and it's also minor arcana. It's this little, well, we're going to do this, we're going to do this, we're going to do this. These are people who, I don't know, they just like binged watched Hamilton until they lost their minds or something, and they were like, yes, revolution, we should do it. Completely different situation, but never mind. And but what happens to them, we have both the Tower and Temperance. So this is going to be really bad for them. However, there is Temperance here. So I have an idea what that might be, but let's look at let me pull some more cards on that before I start making assumptions. So Dave's saying, I feel like taking a shower just thinking about how dirty the Trump administration was. Yeah. See you Saturday, Katie. So Tower and Temperance for how nervous are the Republicans and about January 6th Select Committee and what is going to happen to the Republicans who were involved. Seven of Pentacles. Thank you, Victoria. Thank you. Fruits of labor. Got some explaining to do. Are they going to have to be explaining the fruits of their labor, the labor of their, just looking down at what the records of what they did, being like, let's see what the cards say. Three of Cups, Ace of Cups. Wow, these subpoenas might actually work. That would be nifty and new. Five of Wands. So a whole lot of finger pointing. Eight of Swords. Oh, someone's being legally hemmed in. I'm not sure which side. No, it's not being hemmed in. This is the Trump world. It's narrowing. Their path is narrowing. This implicates the White House. Now, to the best of my knowledge, the select committee itself can't like press charges or something like that. They have to they've got to refer to the DOJ or whomever else. But this feels like the White House that day. I'm just amazed at the idea that subpoenas would actually work. Wow, nifty. So, whew. All right, so let's look at some specific people. And these are the lesser known people, but we may be hearing more about them. So I did my little bit of research. I mean, I knew who George Papadopoulos was, the quote-unquote coffee boy. He wasn't a coffee boy, but two other names I wasn't as familiar with. Enrique Tarrio, leader of the Proud Boys, and Jack Posobiec. Is that right? Anyway, he's a far-right OANN anchor. And conspiracy theorist out the wazoo. So we're going to start with Enrique Tarrio because January 6th committee issues its first broad records request, including the National Archives for records of the Trump White House. Among the voluminous requests, the committee is seeking 9 months worth of contacts between the Trump White House and this group of outsiders, including, so number 3 today is, oh gosh, it was starting around 23 minutes. I should have written that down. Sort of ish. We'll do that. And then that. Okay. So let's look at Enrique Tarrio, chairman of the Proud Boys, a far-right neo-fascist and exclusively male organization that promotes and engages in political violence in the U.S. Such civilized words for someone who is so not. Christina's saying they won't get the actual conversations or text, just who called whom. Probably. But if there were text messages, there's a record of those. At least in theory. Why do I have a card that's upside down? Did it just flip? Trump. Trump is the wrench in the works here. All right. Enrique 25. Okay. Enrique Tarrio. Is Enrique Tarrio, is he under arrest currently? Oh, is Tarrio 1R? No, it's 2. Enrique Tarrio. Okay. Has he been arrested? What's the news on you? Proud Boys leader sentenced to more than 5 months in jail for burning a Black Lives Matter banner and bringing a high-capacity rifle. So he was just a day ago. He was sentenced to more than 5 months in jail. And he seems like such a gentle soul, if you've seen pictures of him. I'm joking. Yes. Wheel of Fortune, TikTok. Queen of Pentacles, Knight of Pentacles, Six of Cups, Sun, King of Cups. Well, I don't see why he would want to cooperate with anybody in this situation. Working with the Republicans, the right, the far right, working with Republicans. But here we've got kind of a working with Democrat, things coming to light. This could be the Democratic head of the committee. This could be Biden himself. But this is working with them. And Floating Lotus says, Glenn says those local DC charges are just the beginning. DOJ is also looking at him and will know where to find him. Okay, that would make sense, because this isn't just a partnership. This is a quiet, see how small the figures are? This is a quiet, very sincere, hidden but sincere kind of partnership to bring things to light for the Democrats to see. Cheryl says he will save himself by cooperating. Feels like it. Also feels like I'd only need 3 cards here. King of Pentacles. That's him. Justice. 3 of Cups. World. Yeah, your life's about to change in big ways. Big ways. End of chapter, end of your old life, end of the chapter, the book, you name it. You're facing justice. Democrats kind of high-fiving each other. I know it seems kind of reductive, but it's kind of the card of the high five. It kind of is. So, Catherine says a while back Tarrio was rumored to be a snitch. Makes me wonder if he's in general population or if he's being kept isolated. All right, so that's what that looks like. Now, George Papadopoulos at 2930 here. Here's the thing about George Papadopoulos. He was one of the very first people in the Trump administration to be charged with anything. But did you know he wrote a book? I didn't either. It's called Deep State Target. How I was caught in the crosshairs of the people the deep state trying to take down Trump or something like that. Here's the thing. You know how these various political books come out, and they make a fair chunk of change. You guys know I'm a writer, right? You know I'm a publisher. I mean, I publish stuff on YouTube. I publish stuff in book form on Amazon. I know a lot about publishing, and there's a particular app I got a few years ago that I still have, still works, but it allows me to go into Amazon and look at different books and see kind of how they're doing and what the likelihood of how much money they're making is. George Papadopoulos' book, if I remember correctly, I grabbed a screen capture. I won't share it with you, but I grabbed a screen capture. Let me just see if I can get the number off of it. He is maybe he's maybe selling 7 books a month, and and with his book not including royalties and he's only going to get part of that. And it's still, he's making $30 a month. Less. I mean, let's not sneeze at $30 a month. I mean, my father always would say, Lord knows we could use the eggs. But really, you're the in with Trump, part of history. You wrote a book, and right, if it was like a fiction book, yeah, fiction books, they come and they go. There's fads and fashions and what have you. But this is so, George. They apparently want records from you too. So, author George Papadopoulos, how sucked into this are you going to get? How bad is this going to be? Lisa, I'm talking about George Papadopoulos, and in the description box you can follow along. Oh yeah, he's the one who got married to the Italian woman who seemed like she was much brighter than he was. Am I remembering that wrong? Knight of Wands. Oh, active for the Trump world back in the day. 8 of Cups. World. King of Swords. Hierophant. I assumed he wasn't I assumed this was going to go nowhere, but this is what he did. This is people leaving, coming in. This is my card of evidence, gathering evidence. People come in, they leave evidence, they walk away. Another person comes in, leaves evidence, walks away. This is what he did do. This is him leaving evidence. This is the world card, the end of his world as he's known it. I feel fine. But anyway, he won't. That's right in the center, major arcana. Then we have, this is possibly law enforcement. It could be just committee members, but this has to do with legislation or laws or legislation, or this isn't just, maybe he did send some bad stuff. No, this is somebody else. This is somebody over him. It has to do with an institution. So this isn't just him. He's got trouble coming. That surprises me. I assumed he was just now irrelevant, but I'm guessing not. He's going to have a tale to tell. I don't know if anybody here remembers Love and Rockets from the 80s, the band. They were made up of previous members of Bauhaus. There's a song they did called No New Tale to Tell. And I sometimes am getting that song stuck in my head, and it'll be either the emphasis on tale to tell or no new tale to tell, depending. And this was a tale to tell. Does Rat saying bad things are about to happen? Yeah, there's a lot coming. There's a lot coming. It's going to be an absolute fire hose of all the different people. So I thought this would be a good day to look at some of these people we don't necessarily look at as much, and get familiar with some names who are probably going to be, we're going to be talking about for a while. So at 36 and a bit, we're going to look at, now correct me if I'm wrong on how to pronounce his name, but then again, this guy seems like a grade A blankety blank, and maybe we don't care about how he pronounces his name. Try to be so nice, and whatever your name is, try to understand it, try to pronounce it how you want it pronounced. But I don't know, once you are this level of neo-fascist, are you even worth me trying to get your name right? Anyway, Jack Posobiec? Is that it? 3630. Let's see here. Okay, he's a far right OANN, One American News Network, OANN. He's a far right anchor. He's also current host on OANN, an information network widely known to distort facts. He's also a big-time conspiracy theorist. And absolutely nobody here knows Love and Rockets, which is totally fine. Anyway, 38. So does anybody know, is it Posobiec? That's how I'm going to say it, unless you tell me otherwise. Oh, Renier. I do, Autumn. Loved Bauhaus too. Oh, good. Thank you. Jack Posobiec. Come on, everybody. Put your socks and shoes on. We're going to go to Crazy Town. Deborah does too. I drove across country with Bauhaus blasting from my windows in 1985. Cool. Artemis, I do. Now it's playing in my head. Good. Page of Swords. He's a bully. That's the card for the bully. Surprise! 5 of Pentacles, 9 of Swords. Hanged Man, Queen of Swords, the Moon. I can't imagine he's going to get pulled off the air, but this is suspension. Got hanging Chad here. Hello, Chad. This feels like a suspension. This is an investigation. This is the OANN isn't doing as well as they thought it might. He's got a lot of worry for his job, but also legal worry. This is a suspension. I'm getting suspension from his job. I don't know, and then investigation. Did he go farther? Because this is major arcana, and so is this. Did he go farther than just talking about conspiracies? Was it like, or was it? Did he actually do something illegal? Entertainment only. Just reading for those who believe in the spirituality, the same kind of new agey kind of spirituality that I do. I'm reading on the collective energy, which is, and no reader's 100% correct. It's not how this works, but this is how we learn more about each other. This is how we get into a practice of connecting with the collective energy and with the divine. Yes, we read on slime bags, because these slime bags have power. Or potentially have power. So, Jack Posobiec, did you do anything that crossed the line? All right, I've got a devil card. That's not a good sign for him. Ace of Cups. King of Swords again. Page of Cups. He may think of the Democrats as small potatoes, but they're the ones that have a lot of the power right now, and they're either the ones going to be asking the questions, or this is also my prosecutor card. I think he might be in bigger trouble than I'm thinking at this point. Jack Posobiec. Have you seen pictures of him? He's very white bread. He's very jar of mayonnaise. Sherry says it might have to do with the lawsuits. Okay. Oh, he's the star, the anchor. Strength, partnership. Partnership with Democrats. How much trouble is this guy in? This guy is of as far right as you can get. And he's partnering with Democrats, giving them information. And Democrats can be not only like in the committee, but to people who are far enough right, even law enforcement they consider them Democrats. Or that same energy. So, do we have any troll slayers? If we don't, let me know. I will go and take care of it. Yes, this is political realism. I'm getting that he's in trouble, but I've never heard of the guy. Jack Posobiec, anchor at OANN, far right. 9 of Pentacles. Got the gig. Felt like he was sitting pretty. I do. Oh, lucky girl, you're here. Thank you. Lucky girl, you are so great. 4 of Pentacles, 3 of Pentacles, Empress. He doesn't have a lot of backing. I don't know if he's having financial problems, but he doesn't have the support. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Floating Lotus. Thank you. This is a lack. This is not enough. This is a plan that's only in planning stages. There are a lot of holes in it. And this is the card for America. So he may have been at this position once, but going forward. All right. Well, Jack, however you pronounce your last name, I don't know what you did, but it doesn't look good for you. And of all those cards, it was very consistent that you're in trouble. So, all right. So we're going to move on to Electra Storm's question. She had where are we? 45. So, save. Representatives Seth Moulton and Peter Meijer secretly flew to Kabul. Did you guys hear about this? And of course, Pelosi and the others, they were saying, what? What are you this is dangerous. This is stupid. And it was. But they did it anyway. And what surprised me was that Meyer's a Republican, but Seth Moulton, Seth Wilbur Moulton, his full name, Seth Moulton is a Democrat. I was like, really? Well, so I looked it up, and it turns out that he's a veteran. They're both veterans. But Moulton, who we're going to read on right now, he's done a lot of charity work trying to help Afghan veterans and help Afghanistan. So he wanted to go have a look, and then we'll read on Peter James Meijer. Peter Meijer. Meijer? Meijer. If it's Dutch, the J is silent. So I'm going to say Meijer. Sure. Sorry. But we're going to start with Seth Moulton. So he's Massachusetts, representative from Massachusetts. Seth Moulton, were you up to anything? Why did you do this? Because the elector's question was, why did they do this? Were they up to something? Seth Moulton. His energy feels pretty clear, pretty straightforward. It's like, what he's saying is what he's doing, but I could be wrong. 6 of Cups. The helping in Afghanistan. Okay. Oh, Julie's saying Moulton is my rep. Is he? Do you like him? Oh yeah, they cause delays and yeah. Page of Pentacles, Ace of Swords, Knight of Cups. He said that it was for their oversight role. Emperor, he's trying to make himself look important. Devil. Wow, I've just got this sudden horrible headache, tension headache all the way up the back of my head. I don't usually get tension headaches. I usually get headaches, period. Thank heavens. Wow, it hurts. He didn't mind going with the Republican as long as they were going for the truth. He was actually trying to get some oversight. But this Emperor and Devil, what is that about? Is that criticism of Biden, or is that, might be that? Okay, what is going on? All right, so I've got something bad energy all the way up the side of my head. Hang on. All right, guides and angels, help, please. Wow, terrible energy. I'll be okay, but man, it was horrible. Thank you, guys. Knight of Pentacles. Sun. 2 of Swords. World card. This was a decision to go out into the desert, go out into the world. That was a really dumb idea. I'm not getting anything underhanded from him, but I don't know if it's the situation in Kabul is just seeping through him, or if he's ill, or if he's going to be ill, or if he just has some nasty gunk around him. But man, I can still feel it. It's heat and oof. Dishes and Stitches. I love that. We pronounce it Meijer, family grocery store chain from Grand Rapids. Oh, are they? He's one of them. He's one of those Meijers. Okay. Oh, that's right. Okay. All right. I'm gonna blow my hair back because that was ugly. Damn. So we'll look at Meijer now. It's an expensive grocery store. I remember those from when I lived up in Minneapolis. There's one in Woodbury. I lived in a small apartment in a relatively wealthy suburb of Minneapolis for a while. All right. Phew. My arms hurt. What the heck? This is weird. All right, 52. But you know me, I power through these things. All right, Peter Meijer. Why did you go? I mean, you're Republican, I'm guessing. Photo op. Queen of Pentacles. Oh, it's not all nefarious. I'm not saying he's a great person. It doesn't feel. Oh, 10 of Swords. That's what he was seeing. 5 of Wands. 9 of. He came back feeling very grateful for every little thing in his life, being horrified by what he was seeing there. I could be wrong, but I mean, I'm not getting like Jim Jordan energy off of him. I'm not saying he's great, but it was as harrowing as you can imagine. Do I saying get some electrolytes in you? I will. As soon as I'm done here. Thank you. I'll be okay. It was just terrible energy. So, will anything come of this whole trip? Trying to oversight legislation, go and talk, because Meijer he's the representative from Michigan, and he's a member of both the House Homeland Security and Foreign Affairs committees. He'll go back in there and he'll talk about what they're doing, what they've done, what the situation, how harrowing it was. I'm sure they'll try to turn it against Biden. Thank you, Cheryl. Thank you. Yeah, Electra, they had no business being there. They took seats from Afghans trying to escape. They said that they purposely went on an empty plane and just sat in 2 crew seats so they wouldn't take up space. But it's like, yeah, but that's 2 seats. Even if there were crew seats, there were 2 potential seats. In the way that they've been cramming people onto these planes. 2 of Swords, Tower, 8 of Pentacles, 10 of Wands. They're going to try. It's Marjorie Taylor Greene. She's trying to use this to try to impeach Biden, and she's getting frustrated with her colleagues who won't go through with it. It is a catastrophe. It's not necessarily Biden's fault, or not entirely. There's a lot of blame to go around, in my opinion. But wanting to do something about it, but she's going to have her own problems. The far right, they're having to gather, or they're being gathered up, or their information is being gathered up. Just 1 second. Okay. I might jump to the 2 nice questions I have at the bottom, because that energy just about took me out. Whew. Dave, wish you had some Moldavite. It's a good protection from the astrals. I'll keep that in mind. Thank you. Perry Atkins, please jump. I don't know what that means. Oh, Barbara's saying she's blaming Kamala now as well. As Kamala Harris should be there in person, please. All right, so Dave is recommending Moldavite. Okay, have a look. Why didn't they let anyone know they were going? So that was security. That was straight up security. Charles is saying he's the one that challenged Pelosi for a seat. Okay. Why not? Garden is saying, guard yourself, sending you white light. Thank you. Chris is saying, I think he means jump to the nice questions. Yes. Okay, let's do that. Wow. Okay. Actually, these aren't too bad. No, we might have to skip the Paxton, Texas AG Ken Paxton question, but let's just do the next question because it's different. 57. So apparently, there's a show called Hunting Hitler Final Chapter. And apparently they mentioned a declassified document talking about escaped Nazis establishing sleeper cells around the world. Well, yeah, we know how many of them went to Argentina. And are they still out there? Like Hydra in the MCU? I love this question. You had me at Hydra in the MCU. But are there Nazi sleeper cells? Are there still Nazi sleeper cells? You think that all have passed on, but or are they? And did the son or grandson of one of them become president of the United States from 2016 to 2020? Just kidding. I don't think Fred deserves that much credit. But anyway, Nazi sleeper cells. Swastika more than star, but see, these guys are slime, scum of the earth, but we know that. And I always have time in my schedule to ridicule Nazis. Always. You are fools. Yes, you are. Bullies, insult to injury. I'm getting dust I'm feeling dust. I'm feeling an empty room with dust motes, just dust floating down. Not anymore. Temperance. Nope. Yeah, there's I should be able to like run my finger over the cards and come away with dust. Charles is saying the Winchesters killed them all. Yes, true. Well, you know what Dean did. I don't want to say it because it's a spoiler, but you know what Dean did. And then I love how he told the sheriff. And she's like, thank you. So fine, you knew where you stood with them. That's true. They weren't subtle. They weren't trying to be subtle, I should say. Yeah, there's dust. Things have morphed into other things. It does feel like there are some caches still somewhere, very dusty, hidden room, hidden something locked away where there's stuff, paperwork, memorabilia. Or it wasn't well, at the time it was records and things like medals and symbols and but no Ark of the Covenant. All right, moving on. 103. We're going to answer Rhonda's question. We may know the answer, but Rhonda was asking, do you think Matt Gaetz married Ginger Luckey to keep Marjorie Taylor Greene from trying to seduce him? Matt Gaetz, you are a piece of work. That's the nicest thing that's the nicest word I can come up with for that. Matt Gaetz. So, I'm getting My Fair, is it My Fair Lady? Be respectable. You're respectable. I want to be respectable too. Ten of Swords. Oh, he's got so much trouble coming at him. And they can move along anytime now. Hello. Oh, I'm sorry, Judy. I've got my questions for today. It's first come, first serve, I'm afraid. But I'm here literally every single day of the year. So. Chariot. 7 of Pentacles, Ace of Wands, 2 of Cups, 10 of Wands. Well, the question is, did he marry Ginger Luckey Dude? So MTG wouldn't try to, the traitor wouldn't try to seduce him anymore. No, she's disgusting to him. Number 1, bare minimum, she's too old. But no, they were comrades in fascism. Go out on a big trip, try to raise funds, fruits of labor for the far right, taking action, making a name for themselves. They partnered up but it's a fascist partnership. The partnership, the feelings between them are just an appreciation for fascism. To which I respond, as I always do, seek help. You. Seek help. And this is not reverse. That was my left hand. All right. He's such a slime bag. All right. Was she attracted to him? Did she want to break off a piece of that sweet, sweet Matt Gaetz? Okay, we're still working together. Fool. Ace of Wands again. Partnership. So it's the same cards. She thought he was attractive, but I don't think she actually wanted to go there. But maybe. I don't know. I've read on this before. It kind of felt like she did, but it feels like maybe she got to know him better and she was like, eh. Even Marjorie Trader Green is going like, yeah, I don't think I like him. What does that say about you? When Marjorie Trader Green, fellow fascist, is looking at you going, not sure. How awful do you have to be? Oh, yes, you have to be like Matt Gaetz. All right, so we'll go to 105. There was a question I saw actually on another channel that I really felt like I wanted to say something about. So let me do that now. Now would be a great time for me, if you don't mind. The specific question somebody was asking on a different channel, asking another reader, was, will I ascend? Now, there are various things that could mean, but I just wanted to throw my 2 cents in here, which is, you don't need to ascend. You really don't. You, from my perspective, your soul is a small piece of the divine, in this amazing, amazing, amazing divine. And your soul is a small piece of it. And you can never get away with that. And you can't sell your soul. You can't. You can try to starve it. You can try all kinds of stuff. You can go so far down into the most disgusting muck possible. Epstein. And to the point where when you pass over it, you do go to a darker, more compact astral level, spiritual level, but you're still even on what I call a trickle charge then. You can't be separated. And I think there are a lot of people, because of the way because the world can be very hard, and because of the way many of us were raised, the religions we were raised with, there can be a feeling of, I need to be more than I am. I need to be greater than I am. And the reality is, you are always great. You know, I don't have the overlay still I can only have so many overlays loaded in StreamYard, or I'd bring up the one that said you had the power within you the whole time. So bringing positive energy, Linda's saying bringing heaven on earth, absolutely. You know, draw down more, draw down more positive energy, but you don't have to beg for that energy. If you want something blessed, you're a part of this and you're just directing it. You don't have to, what I say, it sometimes can sound a little bit like begging, only because I'm trying to be polite. It's my nature. I say thank you to inanimate objects or computer programs that help me if they talk. I just not a habit I want to get out of. But I just wanted to let you know, and for anybody who might need to hear that, you have greatness inside of you right now, and don't discount that. You're already great. If you want to channel more positive energy, you can choose to do that. And it may get a little easier with practice, but you are already from a higher place. Your higher self is already in that higher place as far as level of vibration goes. You are a piece of the divine, and you can't get any higher than that. So I just wanted to throw that in there. All right. Okay. Wait. What was going on here? Mimi saying, every time we leave our physical bodies or pass on, we ascend, taking that which we learned with us. Yeah. But not in... But the question this person was asking was, will I ascend? There's some other people who I've heard, they were saying, when you cross over, if you see the light, absolutely avoid it. It's a trap. They're going to force you back into reincarnation and all this. It's like, no, that isn't how this works. But anyway, Michael's saying, where's the Precious? The Precious is sleeping in the other room. I don't even know where he's sleeping at the moment, but he's in the other room. The other Precious is downstairs, sleeping. Anyway, all right, we're at 1:23. I've still got a bit of time, so at 1:11, let's go back up to Erik Prince. All right, pitch there. So Erik Prince apparently, reportedly, is charging $6,500 for a seat on a flight out of Kabul. Karma, please report to Erik Prince's residence. Karma, please report to Erik Prince's residence. Thank you. Erik Prince. Judgment over who lives and who dies. That's his favorite thing. Seriously, it's his favorite thing. Judging who lives and who dies. That and money. Ace of Wands, 5 of Cups, beating people back. People who can't afford it. There's no way to afford it. High Priestess, the elite, Knight of Swords. Oh, we got the money, honey. They've got the plane. Knight of Cups. But they're not going to get priority. All right, well, that's talking about the situation in Afghanistan. But the question here is Erik Prince. Is he going to be, I don't know, is karma going to come sit on his head like it should? Gary Atkin is saying Willie Nelson song. Oh, if you've got the money, honey, they've got the plane. Actually, I'm pretty sure I was quoting an English band you've never heard of called Transvision Vamp. I could be wrong, though. King of Pentacles. He's just, yeah, corrupt. Just money growing everywhere in the weeds of destruction. That's him. That's him. 3 of Pentacles, Death card, Queen of Swords, Fool, Ace of Pentacles. He traffics in death. Death is a part of his bottom line. There may be some investigations, but he just assumes he has money. He'll get away with whatever, because he always has. Taylor B, I can see you. Saying, wonder if I'm blocked. I see you. Jennifer saying, I hung out backstage at 11 Rockets show. Oh, wow, I bet that was great. 10 of Pentacles. Moon. 9 of Swords. Oh, there actually might be some questions about his links to Trump. There actually might be. This is the Trump dynasty. This is chaos. Worried about legal stuff and being on the defensive for his far right beliefs related to Trump. Well, it's pretty small potatoes. I mean, this is major arcana, but this is more the grief he caused. I don't know. If karma isn't going to come sit on his head, could it at least, like, metaphorically just kind of kick him in the shin on its way past? Just a little. Keep going. Metaphorically. No violence. No violence. Okay. So, I think I can squeeze in the last question. Yeah. And then I will have gotten through 12. So at 1:15:30, so Texas AG Ken Paxton has been at the center of a years-long securities fraud investigation, and he's been cleared of any wrongdoing in connection with bribery allegations brought by former employees. Right? Okay. Texas AG Ken Paxton, Republican. Years-long securities fraud investigation. He's been cleared of any wrongdoing by his own office who did the investigation. Yes, Mims, I did. Have a look in the description box, please. So his own office did the investigation, but he's been cleared. He's been cleared. Uh-huh. So is, I don't know, an actual investigation actually going to be done of Ken Paxton, center of a years-long securities fraud investigation that doesn't clear him, that maybe holds him accountable? What's the future of Ken Paxton? Is he going to be held accountable? Seven of Cups. Lies. Lies, 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 lies. Three of Cups, Three of Pentacles, Queen of Swords, Nine of Wands, Page of Swords. This is a real investigation right at the center. I'm trying to use his position of power to bully whoever tries to hold him accountable. But not only do Democrats feel like they want to hold him accountable, but this also feels like maybe there's some people on the right who want him held accountable too. They don't want this to stand because they don't want to have to answer for it. It's like, I'm sorry, this isn't even political. This is just this guy being greedy. Why should I have to answer questions about this to my constituents for his greed? Ken Paxton of Texas. Three cards. So do you have any prison garb in your future? Six of Pentacles. Yeah, he got charity from his own office. Three of Wands. High Priestess. Whoops. Secrets right at the center of this. He made sure the investigation was rigged so that what was coming back to him would be to his advantage, kept it all secret. But this ends in actual law enforcement. This whole let yourself off the hook garbage, not going to stand. Somebody who's is actually going to legally go after him. But anyway, so that's that. Sherry's saying, I thought the DOJ was already on him for the election lawsuit. Oh, well, that might be what this is, but they are coming for him. They're coming for him. That's going to do it for me for today. Thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it. And thank you for your help when that energy got really gnarly. Whew, really nasty energy today. Thank heavens that's no longer here. I have to make sure I keep up with the salt and the sage here. Don is saying, thank my sweet hubby. He's off to work in the rain at 6 a.m. Brings me coffee first. Love him. Oh, I am so glad to hear that. I am so glad to hear that. All right, so have a wonderful rest of your day. I'll be back here tomorrow. I am literally here 365 days of the year at 12 o'clock Chicago time. I have to be at 2 o'clock, but then right now it's 1:33 in Chicago. Somewhere I have to be at 2 o'clock, but then at 4 o'clock, I should be over as usual on the Book Art Media YouTube channel, Book Art Media. And that's, we do creative sprints, 25-minute creative sprints. Just bring your creative project, whatever it is, knitting, writing, painting, whatever you do. Just a good way to carve out some creative time into your schedule. So it's just useful. Thank you, Thelma. Thank you. All right. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Take care. There are good days ahead, and I'll see you tomorrow.